I'm standing here in the museum's World War I commemoration exhibition, The Suspense is Awful, Tasmania and the Great War. And what we're looking at here is the impact of the war on Tasmanians here in Tasmania, more than the impact of the war on the soldiers and nurses themselves. We look at stories of Aboriginal Tasmanians who served, which is a story that's really not very well known at all. And so we thought this is a really good opportunity for people in Tasmania and for visitors to the museum to find out about the Aboriginal Tasmanian War Service. We also look at the stories of medical personnel who served. But look, the way we look at this exhibition, the way we approach the exhibition, is more to look at the impact of the service of these people on their families and on their communities here in Tasmania. So we look at the impact of, conscription debates during the war. Now, people often think that during wartime, society pulls together and everybody is forging towards a common goal and common end. But in fact, the opposite was really what happened here in Tasmania and throughout Australia. There was a great deal of division in society, and that was really came to the fore during the conscription debates in 1916 and 1917, when the Australian people were asked to vote on whether there should be compulsory conscription into the armed services or not. I think what they will learn about the First World War is they'll come away with an understanding of the impact it had at a personal level for people here in Tasmania. We have a lot of postcards and letters on display here showing how they kept in touch with each other. They'll learn about grief, about the horrible impact that it had on families when these loved ones were killed. We have one story where a girl was born 2 weeks after her father was killed in the war. They'll also learn a bit about the work that women did during the war, and that's often forgotten in a lot of the commemoration of the First World War. We hear about the brave deeds of soldiers at the front, at Gallipoli, at Pozières, on the Somme. But in fact, women in Tasmania did a huge amount for the war effort, and that is one of the things we focus on in this exhibition. One of the major things we look at when we're putting an exhibition together is what we have in our museum collection, because you can't have an exhibition without the things, the objects in the collection. So that was very important, and that's in fact why we chose to focus on medical personnel, because we had a very good collection of objects from 3 people who served in medical services, one a nurse, one a doctor, and one a stretcher bearer. We knew that we wanted to look at the impact of war at home, the impact of the war on Tasmania, because we thought that was something that wasn't really being addressed in other exhibitions very much, and isn't addressed in books. There have been a huge number of books written about the First World War, and very few of them say much about the war at home. So when we're putting together the exhibition, we're looking for objects, looking for stories related to that war at home theme. I think the exhibition remains relevant for as long as it's going to be here in the museum, which is till the end of February 2016. Because the impact of the war doesn't just finish at Anzac Day. The impact of the war is felt always. And so I think the stories that are here will resonate with visitors whenever they come. They'll move visitors. So I think, yes, the exhibition is worth coming to any time.